Good morning, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Commodities Broker here with RJO Futures on Monday, October 14th. Bringing you some commentary here in the energy market. So let's get started. Well, crude prices here, a bit of a weaker tone right now. We're off a little over 50 cents, trading around 101.5. Now, Friday, we actually saw the market here making a nice new recent low here. We got down to $100.60 a barrel. So, you look at some of these prior posts, and, I've been talking that I think the market is kind of targeting down around that $100 a barrel area, kind of a psychological area. We got 60 cents off it, kind of saw a little bit of a bounce off, but nonetheless, Friday's action here, we did break some key support areas in that market. Looking at Brent, also weaker here right now that Novi Brent's getting ready to go off the board, but right now, November Brent's around just over 110 a barrel. That's trading around 122. Take a look at that spread between the Novi Brent there and the Novi WTI. I've talked about that a lot here. We've really seen that kind of widen out. So we've seen some good opportunity in there. If you're interested in learning how to play those spreads, give me a call, shoot me an email. We can talk about it a little bit more. Nat gas was a little firmer this morning, and it's kind of weakened up here a little bit. And the complex is off there right now. We're down about 2 to 3 cents. So overall, a little bit of a weaker tone. A couple things here that kind of affecting here the oil market. Even though we've got a little bit of a weaker tone here right now, some of the economic data coming out of China has been weaker, but looking at their oil imports, we did see that up substantially here last month. But again, some of the recent economic data coming out of there here is a little bit weaker, and we know that the IMF has revised their global growth outlook here lower, especially for China as well as most of Asia. So, we are seeing that potential here for demand kind of coming down here in the fourth quarter. Now, S&P is really quiet here. So far, we've got an inside day there. We've got an inside day in the oil market itself going on right now. And, one of the things that everybody's looking to see what's going to happen here with this partial government shutdown. They're probably going to play this thing out here to the absolute last minute, it looks like, to see if we get some resolution or not. Maybe they'll push this thing here a little bit further. Who knows? But nonetheless, here, I think that will ultimately weigh on the market. And, I think the important thing to take into consideration there is that we really are seeing, even though we are seeing a lot of gridlock there, we've really got two different factions here that are going at each other, and we can see the type of impact that this can have potentially on the market here when you get different groups that are that entrenched in their beliefs here. So, I think that presents a lot of opportunity in these markets. Not necessarily seeing markets, move higher, but still, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity there no matter what you're trading. So give us a call, shoot me an email, talk to you a little bit more about that. Something else I think that's kind of interesting here is it's looking like here, because of this partial government shutdown, that the EIA data that we rely on heavily for those weekly inventory reports, the talk is here that those are going to stop being published until they get things back, the government, so to speak, operating back at full capacity. But does it ever really operate at full capacity, I guess? But that's a whole other segment. Anyways, so if we see that here, we're not going to get that inventory data. Now, we know those inventories right now, as I've talked about in my last post, inventories are at record highs right now. So certainly between that and the slowing for demand here, that's one of the things we've seen, oil prices coming under pressure. I mentioned in a couple of my prior posts, so we are looking at a play here to the downside. I've got some ratio spreads that I'm looking at. For those of you that don't know what a ratio spread is or interested in hearing about a trade wreck, give me a call, shoot me an email. Preferably call me and we can get into a lot more detail on that. So at any rate, keep in mind that futures trading does involve a substantial amount of risk. It may not be suitable for all traders. Good luck and good trading.